Arsenal fell. The Great Wall was was penetrated. Unfortunately, it cracked, and because if it had cracked, it would have been a draw. But it cracked,
failed.
And it failed.
Yo.
Well, today I've been eating cherries throughout the whole day, and oh my god, they taste so sweet. They taste so good. My god, berries, cherries. I've been a fruity the whole day, you know. Anyway, guys, don't come for my neck. Arsenal fans, do not come for my neck. But yeah, Josh, we saw Arsenal crumbling over the weekend, being defeated by Bournemouth. They did also receive a red card. Saliba, he was sent off, possibly or arguably one of the reasons as to why they lost. Remember, we call them the Great Wall. They have the Great Wall. That includes their defense of Calafiori, Timber, although he's currently out, Saliba, and Magalhães Gabriel, the Brazilian. But over the weekend, Arsenal were whooped. Arsenal fell. The Great Wall was was penetrated. Unfortunately, it cracked, and because if it had cracked, it would have been a draw. But it cracked, and it failed. So Bournemouth managed to penetrate, and yeah, Arsenal conceded 2 goals. One was from a set piece, by the way. And you know, Arsenal, there's been this who scored the set piece, Josh?
Christie.
Yeah. Bournemouth. Yeah, and you know, there's been this talk of Arsenal is so good when it comes to set pieces. I also, by the way, say that. So guilty as charged.
They are.
Things didn't work out so well. Actually, first loss in 2024 away. On away. That is really they lost last year in December, if I'm not mistaken. Last season in December. So yeah, this was the first loss. Lost 2-0 to Bournemouth. Beautiful goals. We saw even Culvert celebrating. I think he's expecting, the wife is expecting. What a game we had on our hands, Josh. What a game. Tell me what you think about the game. Once again, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Sports Jazz, Josh and Isaac. Bournemouth beat Arsenal 2-0.
Yeah, it was a beautiful game.
You said that in a very sarcastic way, Josh.
No. It was a beautiful game in many ways because we did get the result that we wanted. 2, the challenge was there, despite it having come in very different circumstances than we thought that it would come by the red card. Bournemouth gave them a few questions to answer, and they failed to answer them. It ended up winning the game 2-0. And on the whole, you can strongly argue that it was that red card that changed the fortunes for Bournemouth. But what is really surprising is the disciplinary record that Arsenal has this season.
Yeah,
this is the 3rd red card that they've gotten this season.
Correct.
Yeah, it's sort of very difficult to imagine that.
And by the way,
3rd red card plays like Arsenal gets 3 red cards.
3rd red card, and 3rd red card, and out of 3 games, red card out of 8, and in all those 3 games, as we said in our stream earlier, they've not won any of the games. I think they really played well against City when they had that red card, and defended so well until the last minute when John Stones equalized. No, was it? Yeah, when John Stone equalized. But then the Brighton game, Josh, you remember? Then the one on Saturday, I don't know what, as we are saying, is it the indiscipline on the pitch? But we also see their manager also. So he's always carded. He's always
just
carded.
as indisciplined as the players. You see, the thing is, the manner in which those red cards have come. Only
Yeah.
maybe the one of Saliba is the sporting red card, but the other two red cards are actually very hard to take for a manager, because the manner in which those players were sent off, it was very silly of them to do the things that they did. At least they would have, they ought to have known better that. They will disadvantage their team by doing the actions that they did do. But for
Mm.
Saliba, I mean, it was always going to be difficult against a player as good as Evan Nilsson. Evan Nilsson was brought in at Bournemouth when they sold Dominic Solanke from Porto, and
You told me
he's
about him. You told me about
yeah,
him, and
yeah,
I
I
was
did. I did warn
no,
you
no,
about
no.
him.
Yeah, yep.
David couldn't take it. He couldn't listen. But I did have a feeling that Evan Nilsson was going to give that back for a very torrid time, and he did give them a torrid time. He has a lot of pace, and Saliba is not the quickest player, but he's sort of always has a
He's
very
always on
good
guard.
starting position. Yeah, he has a very good starting position. So in many ways, it makes up for his lack of recovery pace. But
But Josh, I also wouldn't blame Saliba so much. I think I'd put the blame on Trossard.
no, not really.
No,
You
no, I
see,
would put the
Trossard,
blame on Trossard.
yeah, Trossard would have made a better decision, but for a player like where Trossard was and the pass that he made, it was a bad pass. But at that point, Saliba must give uh, the defenders, the people who are defending with him, he must give them some. He must be confident in them to be able to defend that situation. Even if he had been beaten for pace, I mean, the guy you must trust is David Raya, because David Raya has actually bailed them out every chance that he has gotten. And
Very
there are not
beautiful
very
keeper.
many opportunities. Yeah, there are not very many opportunities that you get against David Raya, but every chance he has been called on, he has answered. So I don't know. I know instinctively it's very difficult not to pull that player who is through on goal. But in this era of VAR, I think a player like Saliba ought to have known better. You remember, I told you, I warned David that there are things that happen in football to a player, and they psychologically just throw him off. You might not know what happens in the next game. When I made reference to the game he played against Belgium for France, you know, the the penalty that he gave away, he slid into a player and gave away penalty.
Yeah.
Then
By the way, it's quite unfortunate that he's from. I mean, after the international break, the same Saliba had an awful. Maybe, maybe it's the international break, Josh. Maybe because
no, no,
he did
it is
play.
the
He
effects.
gave out.
It is it is the
He gave
effects
out
of
goals.
what
Mm.
happened in the international break,
That's what I'm trying to
because
say. It's the effect. He came with that whole. I won't call it depression, but he came with that whole. Frustration. Yeah, frustration, if I can put it right. He came with that whole frustration. He didn't have a good game on the national team, then comes into a game. You see, then he's red carded, walks off, the team loses. On top of that, he's going to miss the Liverpool game on weekend,
oh,
which is also a very huge
oh,
game. And at
oh.
I mean, I'm
Actually,
starting to think, yeah,
that has been the most difficult position for Arsenal. When you think about it, Arsenal can always have any player in another position, but you don't know if they can be able to replace William Saliba, because much as Julian Timber is a very formidable replacement, now that Ben White is back, Julian Timber can be asked to partner Gabriel Magalhaes, but
Timber
partnerships
is
are
still out.
formed over time.
Timber is still, maybe
Oh,
he'll
now
come back over the weekend.
he'll be back. He'll be back by the weekend. I
He'll
I
be
I
back
I
over.
I, I really think he'll be back by the weekend.
I'm looking at the stats
So
over
it
here. Yeah,
yes.
Josh, continue.
Yeah, it makes it very difficult for Arsenal to play without Saliba in that back four, because
Correct.
he's almost the one who puts things together. He's the one who makes everyone come alive. But without
He commands the
Saliba in
defense
that
so
back
well.
line, even
Yeah.
Magalhaes might just find it difficult to defend.
I'm looking at the stats here. I see shots on target. Rather, okay, shots were 13 for Bournemouth, 6 for Arsenal. Shots on target 4 for Bournemouth, 1 for Arsenal. Ball possession Arsenal 52, Bournemouth 48. Passes Arsenal 439, Bournemouth 405. Pass accuracy it was 79-79. And fouls Bournemouth, by the way, edged Arsenal by 1, 12-11. Then the yellow cards 1-1, and the red cards, of course. And they had Bournemouth also had 7 corners over Arsenal. Arsenal had 4 corners. And yeah, Josh, I was saying, let's look at the moment Saliba was carded. Do you think the substitution, I mean, sacrificing Sterling,
Oh, Raheem
bringing
Sterling.
on Kure, Jacob or
Yeah,
Jacob Kure, was that the
Kivio.
right decision? Kivio, Kivio, apologies, Kivio. Was that the right
Yeah.
decision? Because I'm thinking that
Yes.
Sterling pace was so much needed on the pitch. And I'm also thinking maybe you were right, because I watched Merino play. I read somewhere Emmanuel Petit, former French international, coming out
Yeah.
criticizing, of course, Arsenal too, criticizing Merino, saying he
Mikel
hasn't
Merino.
adapted. He hasn't adapted quickly. He's taking too long. I mean, you can't
Yeah.
really fault a player for that. He's barely getting game time.
Unless he
I,
plays for United. You are the first player, you are the first guy to call out a
yeah,
United player who was not acclimatized.
yeah.
That doesn't matter to you. The guy should just come in because he has been playing well at
I,
his
I haven't blamed
own
Ugarte,
country.
Josh. I
So
haven't blamed Ugarte.
yeah,
But anyway, I'm just saying, Josh, look, I'm
yeah,
saying
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't think it
Mm.
is right to criticize Mikel Merino right now. I think he still needs time. I also think the decision
Yeah, he does
to
need
take
time.
off
He does
the
need time,
decision to
but
take off Sterling
games are coming thick
and
and
bring on
fast, and
Kuvia is questionable as well.
situation where
Yeah.
true, but Mikel Merino should actually um Mikel Merino should actually catch on fast, because games are coming thick and fast, and there are very many things that um Arsenal needs at the moment, and when they don't have players and they just brought you in as cover in midfield, then when the opportunity comes, you must take it. I know that he has played in the Premier League before for Newcastle, and I don't know, he was I don't know, he left for some reason, and now he's back, and he's not used to the pace of the league. He's a bit too slow. He had a stinker of a game.
Yes.
Every pass
He
that
has
he
to
made
adapt.
was poor. Yeah,
And
every pass that he
do
made
you agree,
was
Josh?
poor.
If
He's
do you agree that maybe tactically Arteta also messed up, taking off Sterling and bringing on Kuvia?
Yes, that's where I'm coming, because I'm talking about the player who should have gone off. But maybe sometimes the manager wants to keep you on because he thinks that if he pulls you off after you've had such a bad game in the first game of you've played for the club, I mean, it might just kill your confidence, and yet he needs you for many more games. But the thing is, when you remove Raheem Sterling and you have Mikel Merino, Thomas Partey, Declan Rice, and on the pitch, I think he should have removed one midfielder. You should have sacrificed a
And brought
midfielder,
on and brought
left
and
Sterling
brought
on
in
the
another
pitch, and brought
midfielder.
on a defender.
No, I mean,
No,
I think you should
the
have
the
brought on maybe Jorginho. He's good.
no.
He's
For
good
me,
at
the
coming.
substitution of
See,
yeah,
because
but Kivio was needed because a centre back is the one who was red carded, so he needs another centre back. You see, unless you're going to ask Thomas Partey to play in the centre back role, but in that moment, the substitution was
I know, yeah,
right. The
Kivia was
player who
needed.
came on,
Kivia
but
was needed.
the player who came off is I don't think is
Was
the player who should have come off. I
the
think Mikel Merino
substitution?
should have.
The one who came on
I
was right,
liked
but the
the
one that came off was
yeah
wrong.
was
I agree.
wrong.
By the way,
Yeah,
I do agree.
for
I
me,
think Sterling
because you
should have
see the
sent. And by
midfield
the way,
was so packed.
after he was taken after the red card in that substitution as well, they fell back. They went too deep.
Yeah,
You know, they were
yeah.
too deep.
The
It's not the Arsenal,
but
and
that's what
it's the third game
that's
we've
what
seen. It's the fourth game we've seen Arteta do that. I'm starting to question him. The game against Atalanta, Spurs,
welcome
Spurs,
aboard, welcome
Man
aboard.
City, and the game on Sunday. Sorry, on Saturday against Bournemouth. And I don't know whether
I
he's.
told you this
I'm
before.
starting by the way to question him. I'm starting to question Arteta because I mean you cannot be. I'm saying if this is going to carry on, if he doesn't find a cure for this, if he's going to think that every season is going to finish in the top four, give them Champions League football, I don't think any Arsenal fan should be really happy about that. But again, in the same sentence, there's no replacement, and he's doing well. I mean,
A replacement for
maintaining,
who?
keeping in the fourth position, getting
Replacement for
Champions
who?
League for Mikel Arteta. Who would you replace him with, George? I'm not saying this.
Why
Of
would
course, it's too early to talk about that, but I'm
there's
just
so many
saying.
managers. There's so many managers, but there's so many managers who can replace Mikel Arteta at Arsenal because he has built something that is very attractive to any manager in the world out there who is looking for employment. As in, that is a project that someone would want to take on. The only problem that I did tell you before that Mikel Arteta is winning games, playing the way he's playing, and it's all good. But for a purist Arsenal fan, I don't think they will enjoy the way they are winning football games because that is not how they are used to playing. They're
There are four
used to a
games that
certain type of identity, and they
okay.
would love for the team to play a different way. But Mikel Arteta sticks to his guns, and at the first sight of a challenge, he resorts to playing the way that he plays. And then when they got a red card, maybe you can argue that the Man City game he had to play like that. But Arsenal against Bournemouth, even when they are
I
10,
know.
believe you me,
That's
away
why
or
I'm saying
not away,
Sterling should have
Arsenal
stayed
can
on.
still win that game.
Sterling should have stayed on. He should. I don't know, but he should have stayed on. He would have. He's so good. He's built for such games. You know, he has also a record against Bournemouth. Uh, and I see. You
True.
know, when it comes to discipline,
So
ever
does
since
Saliba.
Arteta.
So did Saliba.
Yosh.
Saliba scored, I think, his first goal against Bournemouth for Arsenal.
Oh, by the way. Oh
But
God,
then he
how
just keeps
ironic.
breaking records against Bournemouth because he got his first red card in his football career against Bournemouth.
Yo, let me give you something. Let me give you something to talk about. Do you know that was Bournemouth over the weekend beat Arsenal 2-0, and that was their second ever Premier League victory against Arsenal in all the times they've met
Yeah, you see, for me,
since
the
January
commentator, the
2001,
moment,
2018.
yeah,
Sorry.
the commentator, the commentator, the moment he mentioned that in 2018 is the only time Bournemouth beat Arsenal, I started to get goosebumps. I had this feeling that this could just be the day that Bournemouth beats Arsenal
Even
again.
after the
That
red
is
card, I
because
thought they
of
were going to beat them 3-0.
no, no,
I
no,
don't
no, no, no.
no
The
seriously.
red card, you see, the manner in which Ateta sets up, he must have control of the game as quickly as it can, as he can. The moment that he does not have control of the game and it is 50-50, it is always going to be very difficult for him to contain that side. You see, Bournemouth had several chances even before the red card. They were asking questions, you know. And Evan Nilsson, who is always very eager and happy to chase things, he was ready to run onto that ball, and they were ready. The high line didn't really work because even Semenyo attempted to break away
Oh,
at some
Semenyo.
point.
Yeah, but those are
So
the
for
players
me, I
that you
do
did
believe that
highlights.
Arteta, yes, Semenyo and Evan Nilsson. It was unfortunate for Semenyo, the things that he did, how
Yeah,
he ended
Hi
up
Nick, what's up?
fluffing that chance, the
Mm.
chance that he got. He fluffed that chance. He should have done much better. Hey, Nick.
Still looking at the disciplinary issues at Man United. Sorry, oh my God, at Arsenal. Sorry, uh, you know Arsenal has received or have been shown 18 red cards ever since Ateta took over. You know,
Whoa.
that is crazy. 18 red cards. That is not a good
We can
record.
argue. We can argue then that is part of his dark arts.
That is part
the
of, oh,
problem
come
it
on,
is
Josh.
the problem it is now affecting him. It is affecting his team, and he will meet a very vital player in William Saliba against Liverpool. I don't know how Arsenal will cope, but if Jurien Timber is fit, I know Jurien Timber or Ricardo Calafiori can come and play. Can play center back. But remember, that will be a new partnership with Gabriel Magalhaes, and you don't know how well they will communicate for that fixture. But such is football. These things do happen, and Mikel Arteta believes that this is the first game they have lost in 6 months, so they should just take the pain that they feel in their tummies and go ahead,
No, it's,
and
I, I don't
start
think
winning
it's,
games again.
I don't think it's just about, I don't think it's just about them taking the what? You say they should just move on, but it's how they lost Josh. Ateta needs to find a way and solve the disciplinary issues. This is going to cost them, you know. You see Man City, shabby as they were on over the weekend, they still managed to get a goal. Stones scored the
Yeah, but
winning goal.
Isaac, you see,
And
at least the
Arsenal
red
needs to
card
be
that came
winning these games,
yesterday was
Josh. If you
not
need to compete, if
solely
you need
on
to win,
indiscipline.
sorry, Josh, hold up. If you need to win games, rather, if you need to win the trophy, you need to win games. Such games, Bournemouth game, the Bournemouth game should not at least crumble. Uh, I mean, perform poorly against teams like City, teams like Chelsea, teams like Liverpool. But the Bournemouth game, those are games that you should be winning, and that shows you why Man City has been so dominant. Case study over the weekend, Josh. So you cannot tell me that
Yeah.
I do not agree with you when you say
No.
uh, Arsenal
Mm.
needs to, or rather, they should move on, because I'm telling you, if they keep on performing this way, they are not going to win. They are going to go out trophyless. And they had a very good season last season. They started
Yeah,
so
but
well this season.
but they've
They started
always
so well
been
this season.
trophyless. They've
Yeah,
always been trophyless. It's you guys who keep giving them trophies before the season ends, but they always go out trophyless.
yeah, they always go
So
out
this is a
trophyless.
trend that they are accustomed to.
Mm. I don't think it's fair for you to say that, Josh, because they've been a better team. I mean, they were second after City last season. Even this season, at the beginning of this season, I think their game changed against Spurs. I don't know. He completely changed. But although he backed up in one of the pressers, he said some games you have to approach them differently. The Atlanta
Yeah,
game is
but
also
when
approached
you have
differently.
such a mentality, even the Bournemouth game, you approach differently. So you end up approaching all the games in the league differently, and that's what happens. I mean, you can get clapped.
Mm.
But the thing that I was saying that they can move on and maybe do things differently is the fact that this is like a blip. I don't think that it goes to the core of the Arsenal team. It's just like a blip, and they should hold. Okay, maybe it's unfortunate that on the weekend they play against Liverpool without William Saliba, who has been a rock to their
Not
in
only
their
without
backline.
without Saliba, without Odegaard, Josh,
Yeah,
without
Odegaard
Odegaard,
continues to be absent.
yeah, continues to be absent. We of course, okay, Zichenko maybe is not, but also he's out. Bukayo Saka, I don't know whether he will come. I'm not so sure. Urian Timber, I don't know whether he's also going to turn up over the game, but I hope and pray that he does. Hey Sinan, what's up, Sinan?
Yeah,
We missed the
Sinan, what's
United
up?
stream.
I had a
Yeah,
feeling. I
yeah,
had a feeling.
yeah. Nick says Arsenal were tactically a bit overachieved. Were tactically a bit overachieved last two seasons, Arsenal fans should credit Arteta for that. That's what I'm trying to say, Josh.
Yeah, you see, Nick, they can credit Arteta for that. Nice. But I've always thought, I think we both thought that Arteta is not the guy who is going to give you silverware. Maybe he's the Moses, and Arsenal just needs a Joshua to come in and maybe hand them the trophy, because now that Arteta chose to play this way, for me, he looked like he was going about games in a professional manner, that he only wanted to get results, and he was not inclined to a style of football that was attractive for the fans, which was working because he was getting the results in very difficult situations. But I don't think Arsenal purist fans can accept what Arteta did against Bournemouth, even if they were a man down. I mean,
Yeah,
he
Josh.
should
But
not have.
regardless, as Nick has said, regardless, he has done an incredible job at Arsenal. He has done a very, very good job. It's right. It's because right now he faces issue with keeping his players fit. I mean, that's what I was saying. You cannot compete with City. City has team A, B, and almost C. So if
Yeah,
your bench has Gabriel
but if you've
Jesus,
been at the
your
club,
bench has
if you've been
Kevia,
at the club for six
Neil
seasons, that
Nilsson.
means if you've
Yeah.
been at the club for 6 seasons, it means that you've somewhat had over 10 summers, 10 transfer windows. Sorry,
Mm.
10, one,
Close
one,
to
one, one. Yeah,
no,
okay,
there are two.
close.
Each season two. Each season two. January
Yeah, it's
and
season two, but let's leave the one of January.
mm,
But okay, close to 10 windows.
yeah.
Then you've had about five summer transfer windows. So I mean, you should be in a position to have gotten at least 22 players who can represent you at all levels. But maybe you can say, like Nick said, that they overachieved the last 2 seasons. They're still work in progress, but he didn't show that in the summer, because he only got Mikel Merino. He only got Mikel Merino, and Raheem Sterling was just a lucky buy, because it fell for him, and he took it because he needed some more firepower up front. So for me, I don't think that in that department he can be
Josh, that is
excused
a low
for
blow for you to
injuries.
say. Raheem Sterling was just a lucky buy. Hi,
Yeah, he was a
Madia.
lucky buy. He fell in
Madia,
his
yes, you're
lap.
in time. Madia, you're in time, and I'm waiting for your
Welcome,
contribution.
welcome, Madia. Do you want some cherries? Madia is a
Wait,
huge no fan.
wait, she's an Arsenal fan.
Hey, Big
Oh my God,
Gabby.
Madia, Madia, Madia have been eating cherries today.